Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am looking very much forward to jumping on into some technical analysis with you guys. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're looking forward to some Bitcoin technical analysis. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about Ethereum. We're going to be talking about altcoins, and we're going to be answering some frequently asked questions in this week's final live stream. It is good to see all of you. Hello, Lugnuts and Paul and Elvino and Hardip and Vince and Vinzo. And all of the names that I can't pronounce. XRP Gorilla, I can pronounce that name. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're having a fantastic day. Good deal, guys. Well, let's go ahead and say it. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be doing some Bitcoin technical analysis. In this live stream, I suppose I should say, we are going to be doing some Bitcoin technical analysis, and we are going to be discussing a lot of different news in the cryptocurrency market. We're going to be talking about where I think Bitcoin is heading over the next several weeks, and I'm going to be answering your questions and interacting with the community here, guys. We have live streamed all 5 days this week, and I've been greatly enjoying it. Give me a 420 in the chat if you have been enjoying the daily live streams. I want to find out. Oh man, that's a lot of ones. It seems like you guys are having a great time. What's up, Jeb? CT2A alumni here. Hello, Toronto's Condo Pro. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Sam from Kenya. Hello from America. When does this start? We're starting right now, my friend. We are starting right now. We are going to spend a couple of minutes sitting here, shooting the breeze, having some fun, making some 420 jokes, and we are going to more than likely jump on into some technical analysis here in just a few minutes. I want to first interact with you guys. I want to see, how has your week been going? Have you been in profit this week? Have you made a lot of money this week? Are you worried about the correction that Bitcoin is in right now? Are you here for the long term, or are you here to trade? I want to hear your answers to those in the comments section and in the chat box on the side of this video. Hello to everybody who has already joined. Hello to everybody who is currently joining. As I said, we're going to give it a few more minutes, and we are going to jump straight on in. Hey, Jeb from New Zealand. Hello. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Let's go ahead and read some chat. Let's go ahead and read some questions. I've made my parents a lot of money. Good. Nice hairs. Yeah, thank you. All 2 of them are looking pretty good today, I hope. Hey, man, first of all, appreciate your content. Just wanted to see your prediction on Ethereum price in the near future. Armin, we have a prediction on Ethereum already on channel. I'm expecting Ethereum to double its all-time high to about $2,890 in the next 90 days or so. I think it's going to happen a little bit quicker than that. Jeb, with all these 420s, someone's going to think you're advocating weed. It was just a number, man. The number didn't mean nothing. I actually really don't even like weed, so it's all good. Sup, Jebby? Hello, Joshua. I'm interested to see how crypto regulations pan out, though. This is something I talked about in today's video, guys. We live in Florida. Regulation is not an intrinsically good or an intrinsically bad thing. Regulation in the cryptocurrency space has almost brought on a Machiavellian meaning whenever people talk about it. People hear the word regulation and they think the world is coming to an end. They think that, oh, crypto is about to be regulated into the ground. Well, the funny thing is, you're probably actually very thankful for a lot of regulation that the government puts on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not really a government fan. I'm happy with the government staying over there and leaving me alone for the most part, but you're probably very thankful that the FDA is pretty strict about what gets put in our food. You're probably very thankful for the regulations put on the banking sector post the 2008 financial crisis that helped to stop some of the same subprime mortgage practices that were going on in the late 2010s. You're probably very thankful for those things. Regulation is not necessarily a bad thing. It can actually be a very good thing for an industry, and it can actually help the industry grow quite a lot. So do I think regulation is going to be an absolutely terrible thing for Bitcoin? No, not necessarily. It may or it may not. It depends on the regulation. It has to be looked at and analyzed on a case-by-case basis. Hey, Jeb, CT2A alumni, BTC inverse H&S pattern. I have it going back up to 37,494. I have seen what you were talking about, and I disagree. The reason is because the inverse head and shoulders pattern is a very strong pattern, but a longer-term pattern that we are in right now is that Bitcoin is more than likely going to pull back to the 20 exponential moving average. We're actually going to go ahead and jump straight onto the chart, and we are going to discuss that. Let's go ahead and bring the chart up here, and I want to show you where I think Bitcoin is going. We've talked about this in yesterday's video, so I want to be brief here, but I do want to go ahead and make this point, even though we've already talked about it. We're going to to be brief, like I said. In yesterday's live stream, excuse me, I said video, I meant live stream. Someone brought up the 20 daily exponential moving average. Going over to the BLX chart, I'm actually going to go over here. We can see that Bitcoin fell below the 20 daily EMA. And when it did, it fell below it pretty catastrophically. We actually dropped over 10% when we fell below that level. That's the importance of waiting for breakouts, guys. When Bitcoin fell below that level, Bitcoin pulled all the way down to $30,000. In fact, we pulled at the very bottom all the way down to $28,900, down in the high 20 region, and now we are rallying to test the 20 daily exponential moving average here at $34,000. But if you look at the weekly chart, I hit the monthly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, you will find that Bitcoin has still not even come close to retracing all the way down to where we expect it to go, which is the 20 weekly EMA. The reason we expect it to pull back to the 20 weekly EMA is because that is traditionally what we see during bull markets. We saw this happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again during the 2016-17 bull market. We would expect the exact same thing to happen in this bull market. We talked about that in yesterday's live stream, though. Talked about it in yesterday's video, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but if you're interested in finding out more about that, I would encourage you to watch yesterday's live stream. The VOD is on the channel, and yesterday's technical analysis. We discussed it in both of those videos. Now, one thing that I need to talk about out here on the weekly chart that we didn't discuss in those videos has to do with these three indicators down here. Notice how much volume has re-entered the space over the last 3 to 4 months. We have seen massive volume coming into the market, and that does indicate that while we are seeing a corrective movement right now, and while I believe that that corrective movement is going to last another couple of months, another couple of weeks, not a couple of months, I don't think that movement is permanent. I don't think this bull market is over. I don't disagree with the 100K price targets this year. I think it's a stretch, but I think it's very possible for Bitcoin to go to 6 figures this year. This volume shows that. If we look at Google Trends, for example, and I show you exactly what Bitcoin looks like on the Google Trends, you will notice that Bitcoin has had a massive surge in search volume over on Google Trends, even in the last couple of weeks, as Bitcoin has been tailing off in the price action, as we've seen less and less people following Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies on YouTube. We've seen less new people coming into crypto, but we still have heightened search volume on Bitcoin over on Google Trends. That is a trend, pun not intended, that we have seen. Now, on top of that, I need you to notice what the weekly chart RSI looks like right now. You can see with these 2 weeks of correction that we've seen, RSI is still sitting at 78.50. Guys, RSI sitting above 70 is overbought. The fact that we went up to this level is actually a very bullish thing. Don't get me wrong. We hit 94 on weekly chart RSI. We never hit 94 on this rally over here, and it shows because this rally ended. The fact that we hit this super high level up here indicates that we are in the beginning of a new bull market, and a hype cycle is going to lead to more bullishness, but we do need to correct this. Short term, this does need to come down. If you look at the previous bull market, again, I'm going to point you in this direction. You look at the previous bull market, what did we do? We'd rally up here into the 80s and into the low 90s, and then we would pull all the way back down on RSI down to 58 to 60. We saw that happen consistently. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times during that bull market did we see that happen. We actually saw it happen 7 times because it happened back there also. That is what bull markets look like, guys. Until that RSI gets down below 70, I am unlikely to be bullish on Bitcoin for the short term. The reason for that is, one, because I very much hope that doesn't happen. That isn't a reason that I don't believe it, but I'm going to say it. I hope Bitcoin does correct and it does pull back down below 70 on the RSI, because if it doesn't, it means that we have not conclusively reset the market. It means that the bulls never had a chance to take a breath. It means that the bears never had their opportunity to force people to sell and exit the market, and for the turnover of the space for people that are in trades that don't want to be in investments that don't want to be. We have not seen that correction. If we see Bitcoin pull back below 70 on the RSI, it means that we are seeing that correction. Does that mean that I think Bitcoin isn't going very high? No. I think this is one of many large corrections that we will see over the next 2 years, over the next 2-year bull market, based on the historical trends for Bitcoin and based on other trends that we have seen in the stock market and in other precious metals and commodities. That is exactly what I think we're going to see on Bitcoin, and I think there's a very good reason to believe that. Give me a 1 in the chat if you agree, and a 2 in the chat if you disagree with that analysis. I do believe that Bitcoin will pull back down there to the 20 weekly EMA. Now, I also want to go back over to the chart, and I want to show you the weekly chart MACD, because as you can see, During the last week, we have now seen convergence on MACD. If you don't know how MACD works, join CT2A. You guys know over here in the Academy, we have all these videos with this awesome course that I keep talking about with 3,000 students, and there's a discount code going on, linked in the description. You know, you've heard all about it. But in that course over there, we talk about something called the MACD in this video right there. In that video, you will learn about what this is down here. This is called a histogram. This histogram shows the distance between the MACD line and the signal line. And the distance between those two lines is very important because when MACD lines cross, it's either a buy signal like it was right here, or it's a sell signal like it was right here. This is a sell signal because it's a bearish cross. This was a bullish cross. This was a bullish cross, bearish cross, etc. But the way that you get to those crosses is that first the MACD histogram has to reset. Something you will find people doing quite a lot on MACD is that they will trade the crosses. Well, if you'll notice, oftentimes the cross is preceded by up to 6 candlesticks by a shift in the direction of the histogram. It's not going to be quite as accurate because normally if Bitcoin MACD on the weekly chart crosses, you are going to see the movement that is predicting. It's almost certain. I mean, seriously, if you look at the MACD and you compare it to the chart, you're going to notice every single time one of these bullish crosses happens, we go on a rally. Every time a bearish cross happens, we move into a pullback. But if you place a vertical line here, you're also going to notice, let's move this over to right here, that they're a bit of a lagging indicator. Let's look at these two bullish cases. These two cases, one's a bullish and one's a bearish case on MACD. They're lagging. This right here, where we saw the cross, happened a full month and a half after we hit high over here. This right here, this cross, happened like 2 or 3 months after this. And, you know, you could argue that we're supposed to move this back to this cross right here. But even this, if you look at this is 6 weeks after the bottom. So what I encourage you to do on MACD is instead of waiting for the cross, spend a little bit more brain power and think about it and look for the shift in the color of the MACD histogram bars. See where we put these. See how the histogram changed color right here? Look at this. It's a leading indicator instead of a lagging indicator. If we use MACD this way, we're only a week or two behind, If we use the cross, we're up to 6 to 8 weeks behind. Now, like I said, there are going to be false signals. Here's one, for example. Here's one, for example. And this might be. But the point I'm making here is that before a cross, the histogram must change color. What are we seeing right now? Histogram's changing color. Do I think that that means that Bitcoin is about to go into a gigantic crash? Does that mean that I think MACD is even going to cross bearish? Not necessarily. The main reason I'm talking about this is to give you a lesson in MACD, not even so much to apply to this market, but it is something that you want to look out for. You want to look for those crosses, but you also want to look for a shift in the color of the MACD histogram bars. Very, very important piece of technical analysis. So guys, I personally think Bitcoin is pulling back to the 20 weekly EMA. I think it's going to happen in the next 4 weeks, which puts my price target right around here in time and in space, putting Bitcoin at around $25,000 in somewhere around mid-February. So that's where I think Bitcoin is going. I think we're going to see a decline in volatility during that time. We're seeing that happen already on the Bollinger Bands. We can see the Bollinger Bands are constricting on themselves. We see it happening right down here. I think that's what we're going to see moving in to the next several weeks. So that's my take on the Bitcoin chart right now. That's where I think we are going. Ones were people that agreed with me. 2 were people that disagreed with me. There are no 2s. So it seems like you guys are in agreement. Cool. You always reference BTC cycle, so how could you not believe in a 6-figure Bitcoin at the top of this bull run? Great question, Joseph. The reason that so to clarify my position on that, I said that I'm not totally sure that we're going to see a six-figure Bitcoin this year. Might happen, might not. I'm not going to bet the farm on it. That doesn't mean that I don't expect a 6-figure Bitcoin. This bull market is likely going to last longer than just 2021. In fact, this bull market is probably going to last into 2022 and more than likely take up most of 2022. The other 2 major bull markets we've seen in the history of Bitcoin have been around 2 years long. They've been 18 to 24 months long. This bull market's been going on for about 6 months. So this bull market will likely last at least the rest of this year and maybe a little bit on into 2022. And I do think that that top will be up around 100K, but I also think that it's going to take perhaps a little bit longer than 2021 allows for that to happen. So that is my take on that. Didn't Michael say, Lord, just put another $10 million into Bitcoin today? I didn't see that news story, but it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Like. Give Jeb some likes. Guys, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We are constantly posting content here on the channel. We're trying to get more than 15 pieces of content up every single week, and we have an awesome video coming out for you that is almost done, coming out tomorrow. Smash that subscribe button, guys. We are being very, very active here on the channel. And also, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CryptoJeb. You're going to find a lot of content over there. I'd be very appreciative if you did. Guys, I'm really enjoying spending some time with you. Give me some questions. Give me some comments. Anything you'd like me to discuss, because we're going to go ahead and talk about... we're going to go ahead and do some comment reading, some questions, some FAQs here, and then I want to talk about Ethereum. Some of you guys are asking about Ethereum. Let's see here. Let us see here. ETH analysis, please. Yes, sir. We will do some, or yes, ma'am. Never mind. It could be either. We are going to do some Ethereum technicals. No worries. Make sure to hit that like button for some Ethereum technical analysis. Jeb has employees to feed. I do. We have 8 employees now. We just took on 2 new employees. So hit that like button and join CT2A so we can make sure to feed our employees. They're like, we just drive them so hard, man. Not really. It's a great place to work. Everybody loves it here. Do ADA next. We actually have a video from a few days ago that we did on ADA, so go ahead and check out the channel for that. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. I almost got into a really, really bad car accident yesterday. I'm probably going to tell you guys about that. Really shook me up. It probably would have been the end of me, I'm not going to lie. If not for the grace of the Lord, I would probably not be with you right now. I'm dead serious. It was pretty close, so I will probably talk about that a little bit later. But I want to talk about Ethereum first. Nashville, Tennessee. I actually was born in Gatlinburg, so not too far from Nashville. I used to live in Knoxville, actually. If you're from Nashville, I'm sure you know where Knoxville is. Praise Jesus, we still got you, Jeb. Yes, indeed. Praise his name. Thank you so much. I could have very easily not made that. That was rough. Do you watch crypto channels yourself, Jeb? If so, what channels do you watch? I kind of watch a little bit of everybody. Bigger discount on your course? $75 off right now is pretty awesome. Thank God for his grace. Indeed, thank God for his grace. Is that why you're wearing your cross now? I wear a cross every day. So, no, I've been wearing... I mean, you can go back on videos 6 months ago. I wear this. The Lord has been very good to us. East Nashville here. All right. Nice t-shirt. Thank you. I was feeling kind of casual today, so I just threw an Under Armour t-shirt on. I have to do some workout tonight. Jeb Satoshi. Crap, I'm busted. Crap. Dang it. Now I have to throw the channel out the window. Now I got to go and, go back into hiding. No. That sucks. Why'd you have to out me like that? You think we'll hit 50K next month? Possibly, actually. I think it might be March, but yeah, I think it's going to come in the next 90 days, put it that way. $9.99 donation from Tony4D. Thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. Do I know Crown Crypto? I've seen some of his stuff. Yeah. How old am I? 20. So, Jeb, Ethereum dumping a bit soon. We're about to talk about Ethereum here in just a second. Just want to spend a little bit more time with you guys. What is your Instagram? At CryptoJeb. 60K, I think 60K is going to happen. You were 8 when you wrote the white paper. I was 8 when I wrote the white paper. Do I have any book recommendations on Bitcoin? Yeah, read The Bitcoin Standard by Safety and Amos. It's one of the only books I recommend to everybody. I'll be honest with you, I haven't read a ton of the cryptocurrency literature. I want to, but that is one that I definitely have read, and it is a very, very good book. Books, I'm just starting to get into the phase of my life where I really enjoy books. I've been reading a lot of books lately. I'm reading Good to Great right now by Jim Collins. Listening to it on audiobook. But yeah, we've been working very, very hard to develop the business behind this channel. You guys may have noticed if you're really in deep with our brand here that there's been a lot of things going on. Do an interview with Pomp soon. I would love to do an interview with Pomp. Where are you going snowboarding for January? We are going to go to Keystone, but I'm not going to tell you what weekend we're going to be out there. Abe Foreman, the Sausage King of Chicago, donated $5. I am so blessed with your presence, my friend. The freaking Sausage King is here, guys. Jeb, I've been following your channel since late 2017, early 2018. You've been here since the beginning. Wow, dude. Keep up the good work. Long live the blockchain. Long live the blockchain, my friend. Thank you for the $5. That's going to go to our Feed the Editor Fund. That's what we're going to call it. For real, though, need a 9th employee. We actually need 2 new employees. We need a 9th and a 10th, and we are hiring for those pretty soon, but we're probably hiring from those in town. So if any of those are possible to be remote, or if it's anything that we would like to do that with, then we may put something up. But it's probably going to be something that we hire for here in town. WTF, your voice is sick. Oh, my goodness. I read it. Great book indeed. Will the Fed, a.k.a. Janet Yellen, shut down Monero? So she's not nominated for the Federal Reserve chair. That's Gary Gensler, if I remember right. She's being nominated for the Secretary of the Treasury. Possibly. I wouldn't be attaching my horse to the cart of Monero at the moment with what she's saying. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Xerxes just donated $5.49, euro, euro and 49 hundredths of a euro. I don't remember what they're called for euro. But thank you very much. He said, thanks for being such an honest and quality-friendly YouTuber, Jeb. Let's get this man to 75K subs. I agree with that. Let's get this man to 75K subs. Hit that subscribe button. You have the ultimate American voice. What is an ultimate American voice? I don't know, but I'll take it. Jeb, good to mention to have contingency plan for your crypto in case the event of something bad happening. That is something that we do indeed have. Will you get drunk like Mitch Ray last night? I'm 20, so officially, no. So what are your predictions? Will it go down or will it go up? Sikander, we talked about that just a little while ago. Very good question. I think we did a good job detailing exactly what my take is on that. Is it cents for euros? I guess it is. Yeah, I would scrub back and watch that. In short, Marcus just donated £5 Thank you so much. He said, keep going. No stopping. We are not stopping. Don't worry about that. What was I saying? What in the world was I saying? Do not remember what I was saying. Love the Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. Yes, indeed. 12 Rules for Life is a fantastic book. I have read it. Victor donated 100 SEK. What currency is that? Is it Swedish krona? I thought it was krona. Well, thank you, guys. That equates to about $12. I appreciate that. Mr. Dungley has just donated $20. He said, do you trade or long? Will you ever take us on your trades or portfolio action? So, Mr. Dungley, that's a great question and one that I would love to answer. Haven't been doing a lot of trading lately, and you might be surprised or shocked or upset to hear that. The reason I haven't been doing a ton of trading lately is because I'm running a company with now 8 employees, and I'm working about 60 hours a week, sometimes 70 or 80 on that. It's taking up most of my time, so I consider myself more of an investor right now than a trader. I used to do a lot more trading. I do still try to trade from time to time, but I mainly am focused on investment because my portfolio is large enough now, and we have ample enough revenue streams to grow the company. That's really my focus, is building this company, because I genuinely don't care too much about the money. That's the thing that separates us from other YouTubers, is that it's really not about the money for me. It really is me trying to help you guys get to the next stage of trading crypto so that the money can help to revolutionize your lives. And I believe I'm able to do that a lot more by building a company around this media organization that we're developing called McAfee Media than me spending all day trading. Believe me, I can make a lot of money trading. I have a lot of capital. It's not an issue with that, but I would prefer to put my money into something that I feel has a lot more purpose, and that's building this business at the moment. AK just donated $5. Hey, man, do you think altcoin season is near? Yeah, I think we're going to see something. People have different definitions of what an altcoin season is. Something to the effect of what you're talking about. Yeah, I think that's going to happen very, very soon here. In fact, I think it's going to happen in the next about the next month or two. It's going to probably start popping off when Bitcoin bottoms out and starts to bounce. I have the Beholder donated $5. He said, yo, ETH BTC chart when you get a chance. No rush. Joined CT2A Academy. I did. Love the stuff, bro. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Did I say Maccabee? No, McAfee. McAfee is my last name. So it is my company, Media. That is the Christian way, my friend. That is what I'm trying to do. How much is my net worth? None your beeswax. That's how much. Let's see here. How do you need 8 people for a YouTube channel? Elvino, this is a lot more than just a YouTube channel. We do a lot behind the scenes to help grow this channel. We have a lot that we're working on that has not come out yet. Like, this is... I'll go ahead and tell you what they are. We have... No, I won't. I'm not going to get into all that. Elvino, I would love to detail that in a video if you would like. We just hired two new ones. We hired someone to help me with researching for these videos and for everything. We hired a new financial person. Not all of those are full-time. Full-time employees, we have 6, I want to say. In relation to John McAfee, no. All right. Let's jump on to the Ethereum chart. Let me go ahead and grab it up can't speak. Let's go ahead and grab it up here so that we can discuss some Ethereum. The first thing I want to do is zoom out to the weekly chart. You guys see my price target down here of between around $750 to $850. I'm not a perma bear, guys. I promise. I really do believe that Bitcoin and Ethereum are in major bull markets that are going to lead Ethereum and Bitcoin much, much higher. But I do also recognize the need for these markets to consolidate and for us to build a strong foundation of strong holders of these strong currencies. So when we look at the weekly chart, we're seeing something very interesting for Ethereum right now. If you've noticed, we're seeing a massive spinning top on ETH, and this spinning top does signal indecision. If we look at the Bollinger Bands, we are seeing Bollinger Bands are constricting, and we're seeing something similar happen on ETH that we saw on Bitcoin. We are seeing that RSI is starting to trend to the downside, not quite as aggressively though, because we haven't really had a correction on ETH. What you need to understand about Ethereum is that Ethereum is a little bit behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin has already started its correction. Ethereum is still sitting up around the top. So I think Ethereum is still going to have some pullback to do if it is truly correlating with Bitcoin, which I think it is. We saw a pretty big red candle come in on the daily chart for ETH yesterday, and we did not manage to rally back to cover it. This is not a bearish engulfing candlestick because the smaller candlestick came after. A bearish engulfing candlestick would have an example such as, let's see if I can find a bearish engulfing candlestick on the fly. There we go. This would be a bearish engulfing candlestick right here. This guy, this is not a bearish engulfing candlestick, but the fact that Bitcoin, in this case Ethereum, was not able to rally back up to where it started does indicate bearish pressure. It does indicate a lack of faith and a lack of bullish exuberance in this market, and it does indicate that Ethereum very well may head lower from here. A couple of the levels of support you're going to need to pay attention to are, of course, the level that we just tested here. We pulled back to $1,050. That is, of course, going to be a level of support, and also $1,000 flat is also obviously going to be a level of support to watch out for on Ethereum. Also, you could argue that instead of $1,000, it would actually be a zone between about $980 and $1,000. Reason for that being is that back here in February of 2018, we rallied to $980, $1,000 a big even, so you could argue that that entire zone between $980 and $1,050 will be a zone of support. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that on the chart. If you guys can... If you guys are interested, I would encourage you to go ahead and draw a zone like this on your charts. Anything between $1,050 and $980 is likely to be a zone of support for ETH. I would encourage you to watch out for a gradual downtrend over the next week down to this zone of support. Now that Ethereum tried to break bullish, it was not able to break and maintain above its all-time high. It's very possible it's going to come down here. This is kind of an extreme price target for ETH. It's not necessarily guaranteed that ETH is going to go down there, but I would be very surprised if Ethereum did not come back down to test this zone of support. Remember, guys, Ethereum and Bitcoin both have several things that they are contingent on as far as their price action is concerned. For Bitcoin, it's things like technical analysis, fundamental analysis, news, and the inflows and outflows of currency. Well, for Ethereum, there's a fifth thing that impacts its price action, and its price action is impacted by, you guessed it, Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's not in a big rally, don't expect Ethereum to be in a gigantic rally. It's probably not going to happen. So that's the beginning of my take on ETH. We're going to talk about it a little bit more here in a second. Hey, Jeb, did you ever blow up your account when you began trading? Great question. I'll answer that in just a second. The bull donated 7 CAD. Canadian American dollars, I believe. Are we going to see a big dump week? Are we going to see a big dump week or two before Chinese New Year? Let me remind myself what exactly Chinese New Year is this year and what day it is. I believe it's February 12th. I do think we're actually going to see that happen, mainly not because of Chinese New Year, but mainly because it coincides with Bitcoin needing a correction right now. I do think we're going to see that, yeah. Super Googly donated 38 Hong Kong dollars. Is that what that is? HK dollars? 38 HK to USD. I think that's Hong Kong dollars. It is Hong Kong dollars. Thank you for the donation, my friend. I appreciate that. Going to go into the Fee the Editor fund. When Bitcoin is in a short-term bear trend, is it better to buy alts with Bitcoin or USD? When Bitcoin is in a short-term bear trend, is it better to buy alts with Bitcoin or USD? I would encourage you that when Bitcoin is in a short-term bear trend to be asking yourself, do I want to be investing in alts or do I want to be looking for a trade entry on Bitcoin itself? Because when Bitcoin is in a short-term bear trend and you're pretty sure that it's a short-term bear trend, emphasis on short-term, not bear trend. We know it's in a bear trend. If it's on a short-term bear trend, I would be looking for an entry on the Bitcoin, to be honest with you. It's really a case-by-case basis, my friend. Jeb, you rarely educate about risk management. This is related to blowing accounts posted by the other subscriber. Last laughter, that's something I do try to talk about, but I will talk about again. It's actually the very first video in CT2A in the technical analysis portion is risk and reward. It's a very, very important part of trading, and if you think I'm not talking about it enough, then I would love to talk about it some more. Bartholomew Veasley just donated, I hope I said your last name right, just donated 50 Czechoslovakian dollars. I'm not sure what CZK. I'm learning all kinds of new currency ticker symbols. It is. It's a Czech krona, but spelled differently. So thank you very much for that, my friend. I love you. I love you too, my friend. My face is mesmerizing. Haven't caught that one before. Jebby Rocks, thank you for all the helpful info. Legend, thank you very much for joining us. Guys, if you're just joining, we talked about Bitcoin earlier. We just began talking about Ethereum, and we're actually going to be doing a little bit more technical analysis on Ethereum coming up pretty soon. Make sure to go back in the live stream and watch anything that you missed. Like I said, we started this stream out with my take on Bitcoin, where I think it's going. We did a little bit of teaching on MACD, and we also just talked about the basics of my take on Ethereum. You were more than welcome to scrub back and watch those. And also, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We upload 10 videos a week and live stream 5 days a week. So hit that subscribe button. We're posting 15 or more pieces of content every single week for your viewing pleasure. Somebody asked why we need 8 employees. That's why we need 8 employees. I don't have enough time in the week to edit 15 videos and do 5 live streams at the same time. Czechoslovakia hasn't existed since 1993. I know. I am aware. Czechia, the Czech Republic. I'm not sure how to say Czechia, the Czech Republic. I'm gonna call it the Czech Republic. He was asking to buy BTC with alts or USD. I think he was asking to buy alts with BTC or USD. It's really up to you, my friend. It's BitBoy said he would wrestle me for charity in Jello. Did he now? I'm going to need a link to that. I am going to need a link to that. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. I'd hate to embarrass him. Yugoslavia. Do you think we can reach 50K by February? I think it's probably going to happen by late February or in March. Jeff for president, you're wise beyond your years, young man. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. Especially nowadays, I'm digging up everything from my past. You guys would end up hating me really quick if you found out some things. Have I invested in precious metals? I hold some silver, but in general, no. I prefer to invest in cryptocurrencies because I think they have a very similar value proposition, but they're the newest form, and I think that they have a much higher chance of large return. I think they're a better longer-term investment because of the move of cryptocurrencies to, for the move of scarcity and store of value to a digital medium. Gonna drink some coffee. Thank God for coffee. What do you think of correction of BTC? Great question. That's something we talked about a little bit earlier in the live stream. So as not to repeat myself too much, I'm going to direct you to the beginning of this live stream. I do think we're going to pull back below $30,000 in the next 4 weeks based on everything I've seen in history. How many times did you get wrecked in crypto since day one back in 2017? A lot. It happened a lot to me, guys. Look, just because I have a YouTube channel doesn't mean that I'm flawless. What is that you drank? Double shot energy from Starbucks. It is coffee because it has been a long day. I've been in a couple of meetings. And you know how meetings are, guys. You need corrections. You need coffee after them. How Actually, I have 2 meetings again after this. What will BTC go to by the end of February? I think Bitcoin will be mostly out of its correction by the end of February, so Bitcoin actually might be trading around where it is right now by the end of February. Alrighty. Well, Graham Stephan would cry saying you drank a $4 coffee. Joe, we actually just got a new coffee maker in so that I don't have to do that anymore. Graham Stephan is absolutely right. Graham Stephan also has a lot more money to blow than I do. Shout out to Graham Stephan. If you're not following his channel, you should. He's a good YouTuber and a good guy. I'm looking forward to meeting him pretty soon, actually. Anyway, so you guys wanted more on Ethereum. Like I said, I see Ethereum having a strong level of support, strong zone of support, really, between $980 and $1,050. One thing I do want to point out is that ETH has had a bearish correction on its MACD. We've seen something similar happen to Bitcoin. We've been bearish on MACD on Bitcoin for quite some time, but we're seeing the same thing happen now on Ethereum. We've been playing around with sideways movement on MACD, but now we're seeing an actual bearish correction. Guys, I really don't trust this bounce that we've seen today. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Nope, we're good. We're good. We're good. Let's try that again. I'm sorry about that, guys. I got to get my soundboard back up here on my desk so that I'm able to finagle all of that. Anyway, what I was saying is that I really don't trust this bounce on Bitcoin, on Ethereum. And the reason I don't trust it is because, like I said earlier, we didn't recover the entire correction that we saw the other day. When Ethereum crashes 20% in a day and doesn't recover any more than 10%, that is indicative to me that we are going to pull back lower. Now, one thing that we have to keep in mind, we don't want to get blinded by all of the technical analysis on our charts, because if you notice, we do still have higher highs and higher lows on ETH. So if we pull back down here, there is a good chance that we get caught in this zone between 980 and 1050, and we do indeed bounce. That is very possible, and it's very possible that Ethereum just kind of hovers in this region. Something you got to realize is that Bitcoin doubled its all-time high and is still sitting at, let's see what the number is. It's still sitting at 67% above its all-time high. Ethereum is sitting quite a bit below its all-time high right now. So I don't necessarily expect, we're still 13% below its all-time high. I don't necessarily expect that Ethereum is going to see as drastic of a correction as Bitcoin will. We've seen it happen in Bitcoin's history that it will more than likely have a large correction. We've seen them happen. Bitcoin pulls back 40% during bull markets. That is widely known. If you were here in 2016 and 17, you saw it happen multiple times, over a half a dozen times over the course of that two-year bull market. It is not surprising in the slightest, but I do think that we're going to see something similar happen on Ethereum. Even if we don't pull back down to my first price target down here around the 780s to 850 region, I do think we're going to pull back lower. I don't think we've seen the bottom for Ethereum yet. I think we are going to see it over the next couple of weeks. Guys, I do want to point out, though, the Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin is starting to lose dominance to Ethereum, and this makes sense. If we zoom in here, you can see, I'm actually going to zoom into the last year. If we zoom in, you can see that Ethereum has been gaining market dominance. We're up 3% while Bitcoin is down 3%. The reason for that is that as Bitcoin corrects and Ethereum doesn't correct as much, market dominance is naturally leaving Bitcoin, entering Ethereum. And that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, Ethereum has not broken its all-time high like Bitcoin has, so it makes sense that it would be retaining more of its value than Bitcoin is. Give me your questions on what you would like to hear about on Ethereum. Tell me what you would like to see, and anything you would like me to comment on, because at the end of the day, that is my take on Ethereum today, but I am more than happy to talk about some other things on it. Just a warning, everybody, anyone who spams the chat will be banned from commenting on this channel forever. I don't play games with that. So if you don't get a response to your question, spamming is just going to make me less likely to answer it. And you don't look cool. Jeb, what do you enjoy besides all your fantastic work as the most inspiring TA source? I appreciate that. Well, other than this right here, I would have to say business. I love business. I absolutely love business, guys. I love that we are running an organization here that has a mission, has a vision, has a purpose. We have a direction that we're moving. It's really, really cool. I love running this business, guys. That has got to be it, because I can work 12, 13 hours a day some days. Not every day is like that, but I can work that many days, that many hours in a day, and I enjoy it. You know, it's what I really, really enjoy. So there you go. I understand you just wanted my take on Elrond, but I'm just telling you that since you were polite in responding to what I said, I will tell you I'm not very familiar with the project Elrond, but please, for everybody else's sake, it's not fair to them to spam. Is staking ETH risky? Funny hair, bro. What happened? My hair is... I'm getting a haircut very soon. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I'm sorry. Next week. Jeb, how do you learn your technical analysis? Great question. The way that I learn technical analysis... The way that I learned technical analysis is that every time I had a question, I Googled it. That's literally how I learned it. Took a very long time. It will take a very, very long time if you do that. That's why we created the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, is to expedite your process of learning technical analysis. And I think it's very important that you do that, guys. Technical analysis is the #1 tool that you need to know when you are learning Bitcoin trading or investing. You absolutely must invest in your education about technical analysis. That's why we created the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy over 2 years ago, and that's why 3,000 students have taken it and love every minute of it. This is 36 videos and 12 hours of content that's going to teach you everything from the basics and the simple stuff that you might still be having trouble with, like using TradingView, all the way up to the far more advanced concepts like risk and reward, which someone talked about earlier. Very important that you understand the concepts of risk and reward for your trading and for your investing. We talk about how to plan and execute profitable trades. This is one of the most important videos in the entire course. We talk about math psychology, bull and bear markets. Everything you need to know is in this academy. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're a CT2A alumni and love the course. Absolutely important. Lol, Jeb was way too nice to that guy. I don't believe that you can be too nice. If you're not being... There's no such thing as being too loving to someone. There is such thing as being... not having a spine. The way that I spoke to the person that was spamming in chat was very loving, but I was also very stern that he needs to stop. That's how you're supposed to approach people, is by being very loving and by... I stand by CT2A, what he's talking about, and highly recommend it to everyone. The flip to fake, he said. If you'd like to join... the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. The link is in the description box down below. It's the first link down there. The course is $274 after the coupon code that you can use called New Year's 2021. That coupon code is still active. Jacob said, I recommend the course. Learned a lot. Wait, I missed you. Where you get the course? The course is the very first link at the top of the description box right below this video. You'll also find it at the top of the description box below any of our videos. And guys, I just want to encourage you to think about this. Where can I sign up for the course? The very first link in the description box down below is where you can sign up for the course. Guys, I really encourage you to not look at that price and think, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. Because when you're moving through an investing journey like this, it's really important that you invest in your education. It is really important that you invest in your education because, guys, I cannot stress enough to you that if you don't invest in your education, kiss your future and your vision in cryptocurrency goodbye. If you want to become a trader and an investor in the space, you can do it for free. It's just going to take longer. I'm not telling you that I have some silver bullet. Someone said, Magician said CT2A is legit. Simon said, highly recommend CT2A as well. Listen to it while I'm at work instead of podcasts. The reason that investing in your education is so very important is because when you have an education, you unlock the knowledge of how to work in the space that you are working in. There's a reason that you don't see astrophysicists without a PhD in astrophysics. There's a reason that you want your heart surgeon to have an education about heart surgery, because you need to actually understand the inner workings of these things, and you can theoretically learn those things on your own. Somebody could theoretically learn to do a heart surgery safely over the course of 30 years just by Googling questions. It's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to take a very long time, and you're probably going to miss things. I've invested in my education. I've spent thousands of dollars on courses and materials and books to learn everything from business and cryptocurrency to public speaking to charisma to body language. All of these things I've invested in. It is so important that you invest in your education. So even if you don't do it with us, I do encourage you to invest in your education about cryptocurrency somehow. Even if that's through your time. It took me over 1,000 hours to learn what I am teaching in CT2A. At $10 an hour, that's $10,000 I could have made working at McDonald's. Your time is probably worth more than $10 an hour to you. You don't want to spend that much time trying to learn it on your own. I was able to do that because I had literally no life, and all I did was ask questions. That's going to work for you. It's just going to take a very long time. And there's a chance that you are going to drop out, and you're going to stop, and you're going to give up because you don't realize what you don't know. It's so important to invest in your education. Can I watch the CT2A videos as many times as I want? Yes, absolutely. It's a lifetime membership. You get that, and you have it forever. Unless the internet disappears, in which case Bitcoin isn't very useful, you have it forever. There is no membership. There is no membership like a recurring membership. There is simply a lifetime membership. I, too, definitely recommend CT2A. You can certainly learn everything yourself by watching tons of videos, but I love CT2A that compresses all the information into one space and explains it from the basics. Karen, that's exactly what I tried to do with the Academy, and I'm so glad to know that it has worked. The reason that we built CT2A the way we did was to distill all of those questions that you have when you're learning technical analysis into one place, so it's a lot easier. Bitcoin and GameStop, a lot of people investing in GameStop. Take the $275 and invest in the CT2A courses. If you invest in BTC without taking the classes, you'll most likely lose your $275. I completely agree. I completely agree with you. Until something happens to me, no. If something happens to me, you still have the course. The course goes nowhere if something happens to me. I get hit by a bus tomorrow, and the course is still going to be there. King K here. Hey, Karen also. Hey, King K. I'm sorry. I forgot that was your other screen name. How you doing, my friend? How are you doing, my friend? So, guys, like I said, I would encourage you to invest in your education. Whether you do it with us or someone else, absolutely and very, very important. How much is it? It's $274 after the New Year's 2021 coupon code. Please, guys, stop posting the same message over and over and over again. Believe me, I'm reading every single message. I am seeing messages that are being repeated, and I am very tempted to put somebody in timeout. I do know. I am aware. Let's see here. Guys, I'm about to start banning people that post the same message more than once. I'm just letting you know. I don't want to do that because I want to be as polite as possible. I want to be as nice to you guys as possible, but okay. Looks like somebody's moderating the chat. Thank you very much, Dasa. Appreciate that. We need to get you a shower in your new place of work. I miss the wet hair look. Yeah, there we go. I will buy the course, but does it talk about altcoins? Sikander, we don't specifically talk about altcoins because the point of CT2A is not cryptocurrencies. It is cryptocurrency technical analysis. Everything involved in CT2A is going to apply to any cryptocurrency that you're doing analysis on. So, in a way, we do, but yeah, so there you go. How much percentage of your portfolio is invested in ETH? About 20 to 25%. I'd have to check the exact number, but it's somewhere around there. Great content. Thanks. Thank you very much, my friend. If you are new here, by the way, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. We're trying to get to 75K subs by the end of March, and I need your help. Hit that subscribe button. What does CT2A stand for? CT2A stands for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Fazio HD donated £5. He said, what do you think the next move for Bitcoin now short term will be? Will it go up from 33.5 or will it drop? We talked about that earlier on in today's video. I think that we're going to see a pullback into the $25,000 region over the next 4 weeks. All right, let's see if I can keep up. Jeb, glad you're safe from your car accident. Yeah, seriously. CT2A is relevant and easy to use, well organized. It's like having a personal tutor. Thank you for making it. Dope. I'm so glad to hear that. Guys, definitely check us out. Link is in the description box down below. Chemo said, Jeb, you're a great dude. You've been doing great work for a long time. Keep it up. I wish you great success. I really appreciate that. Oh, no. Looks like somebody else is about to get banned from chatting. I've told you guys over and over, please stop spamming the chat with the same thing. Wouldn't be surprised if that message... Oop, there we go. Got deleted. Thank you, Dasa. We do have one of our employees moderating the chat right now, by the way. Shout out to Dale Dasa. TA course is great. Bought it 6 months ago or so. How much Bitcoin do I have? Enough. I got enough. Guys, we are going to go ahead and stream here for another 5 to 10 minutes or so. So consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. It is an ad, Talk Crypto. I'm only talking about it because people keep bringing it up. I didn't even bring up the Academy. Someone else brought it up. I'm sorry, but y'all fools thought Dawson would come for you. Wouldn't come for you. What's your portfolio split? It's about 80-40 Bitcoin to crypto to Ethereum. I shopped around and CT2A was the best deal. Heck yeah. Never tell your Bitcoin amount? Yeah, I'm not planning on it. What's my favorite video game? I am playing Civilization 6 as soon as I get off work. That's what I'm doing. Love Civ 6 right now. That's what I'm getting involved in. I have 1,000 hours in Civ 5. Love the Civilization franchise. Love a lot of them. Yeah, by the way, somebody said this. Share the videos. Share the videos with your friends. It's nice and easy. I would really appreciate it. I'm honestly so inspired by how knowledgeable you are despite you only being in the game for 4 years. Wow. Gregory, 4 years really is a lot longer than you think it is. It depends on how urgent you are. I've watched a video by Patrick Bet-David over on the channel Valuetainment. You should definitely subscribe to that channel because even if you think it doesn't have anything to do with trading, it does. You are an entrepreneur if you are a trader. It is a form of entrepreneurial pursuit. And he was talking about how to define hunger amongst entrepreneurs. People will come into his office and they do the same thing to me. They say, Jeb, or Pat, I'm so hungry. You have no idea how much I want it. You have no idea how bad I want X or Y. You have no idea how bad I want to be the best in my industry, how bad I want to make $100 million. And then you ask them, what are they doing today to make it happen? Nothing. They're saying, oh, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start the next day. It's not about how long you have. It's about how urgent you are. If you really want to make it in cryptocurrency, if you really want to make it in an entrepreneurial pursuit like this, how urgent are you? How serious are you about getting as much done today and tomorrow and every day following to make sure that it happens? Are you willing to work your butt off for what you want? And if you're not, that's okay, but you're not hungry. And I'll be honest with you guys, there's a lot of times where I find myself, I'm like, man, I am tired. I don't feel like doing this right now. And that's going to happen to everybody. But as you grow in your entrepreneurial pursuit, there will be less and less of that. It's going to take several years. Like, I've been doing this for over 3 years now, and I still am confused by different things every single day. Don't think you're ever going to get there. People think that you can get there. People think that you will figure it out. You never figure it out. Jeff Bezos is still figuring it out. He's still learning on the job. Don't expect to ever to get to some plateau and look down on all of the trading plebeians who don't know what they're doing and say, ha, 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 I am so much more knowledgeable than thou. If you're doing that, your ego's getting the best of you. I wouldn't encourage you to ever think you are there, because if you are, you're screwed. What was the channel's name? Valuetainment by Patrick Bet-David. Great channel. Love your vids. Keep it going. Thank you, Luke Smith. What's my prediction on ETH by the end of this year? More than likely above 3,000. Why should I have to do my... This is a good question, Nick Ty. Why should I have to do my own analysis when I have people who are better than me at giving away trade signals on YouTube, MM Crypto, DaVinci, Moon, etc.? Nick, because they aren't you. Let that sink in. They're not you. If one of those trades doesn't work out, are you going to be able to answer why it didn't work out? Think about that. Are you going to be able to answer why the trade failed? And if not, are you going to be able to call up Carl on the moon and say, yo, Carl, this trade, it failed. What happened? Why did I just lose 15 grand? No, you're not going to be able to do that because he's not you. The only person who should be informing your trades should be you. I shouldn't be informing your trades. That's why I don't do very many trade signals. I only do them to show you how to learn how to do it on your own. That is not an excuse to say, oh, I'm just going to go find some guy who's going to give me trade signals. That's why I don't give trade signals. That's why I don't sell trade signals. I think it's a terrible handicap and is holding you back from greatness. You need to be like Carl doing your own trade signals. You need to be the guy giving people trade signals. Not that I think you should be giving trade signals. That's why I don't do it. Those guys do it for their own reasons. I'm not faulting them for it. It's just not the way I roll. But you shouldn't be having to rely on someone else for trade signals. That's why I don't give them. My father told me when I was a young boy, and all the way up until now, he still says it because, you know, that's how dads are. Jeb, never let someone else do your thinking for you. Think about that. He said, Jeb, never let someone else do your thinking for you. It is incredibly important that you own your own thoughts. That's a great question, but I'm telling you, it will lead you to destruction if you don't invest in your own education so you can do that on your own. Those guys, Crypto, Da Vinci, Moon, they very well may have valid opinions and analysis that you want to consider. They may have perspectives that you want to consider. But would you let someone else raise your kids? Would you let somebody else run your marriage? Would you let someone else guide the way that you're going to lead your family? No, you would do it yourself because it can only be trusted in your hands. There are some things that need to be done yourself. There are some things that you cannot delegate. I have 8 employees, but I can't delegate hosting of these live streams and these videos to one of my employees because I have to reserve that for myself. There are things that you delegate, like busy work. You can delegate paperwork, but don't delegate something as important as a trade signal. That is a terrible idea, and it will ruin you. I promise you, it is a bad, bad habit to get into. Do not ever let somebody else do your thinking for you, and that's why I'm very hesitant to tell you guys what I think Bitcoin is going to do sometimes, because some people just hear me say, oh, Bitcoin I think is going to do this. That's just my opinion, guys. I don't have a crystal ball. I am not an oracle. I don't have all the answers, and I am wrong from time to time. And by the way, so are you. And by the way, so is Carl. And by the way, so is the Moon. And by the way, so is Crypto and BitBoy and Zombie and all these other YouTubers and everybody on planet Earth. No one here is perfect. That dude died a long time ago. Never let anyone else do your thinking for you. It will ruin you. The Moon and Crypto are making a lot of money with newbies, losing a lot of money with leverage trading. Brother, how old are you? 20, all love. I'm probably going to have Zach cut what I just said into a little video. Give me a 1 in chat if you'd like that little 5-minute tirade I just went on, cut up into a little cool video. I think it's something very important for us to do. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I have a couple of meetings I have to get to before the day is over. Great question, Nick. I really appreciate you asking that question, but that is my answer. Great question, my friend. Great question. There's nothing wrong with you going to those guys for their opinion, but make sure you're doing your own thinking for you. It's so important. All right, guys. A lot of people saying 1. Okay, gotcha, guys. We will make that into its own short video, and it'll go up next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. Anyway, guys, like I said, I do have a couple meetings I have to get to before the day is over. We have a lot of things that we're working on. Thank you very much for Nick. I'm scared to wrestle him. I'm just saying, BitBoy's a bigger guy than I am. I don't know if I'd win that. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for this live stream. David says CT2A is definitely worth it. Consider hitting that like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button. It is completely free. Join CT2A. The link's in the description box down below. That is going to wrap it out for this live stream. Before I go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Peace. Boom. Let's go.